What's up, YouTube? This is Josh, and I know this is not like normal content I make, and I want to start dropping some more stuff, like stuff that I'm into now, stuff that I do now. I game a lot still, but it's nothing that I'd like to actually record, post online or anything. It's just for fun, it's just with the friends, it's after work stuff. So we're going to be doing a car check today on my daily driver right here, which is a 2010 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 2.0T.
My phone blowing up, but I got them racks, I'm going up. Get hit with the threats, you throwing up. That shit too strong for you. See what I did there? My money too long for you. I got too much.
I believe this one is the track spec. I'll put it on screen if I'm correct or not. But I got a bunch of mods into this thing that came with the car, a bunch of mods that I've done so far, and we'll go over that in a second. But for the full build list, all I really have is a turbo back exhaust. So I have full pipes, I have a blow-off valve, I have an intake, I have catch cans, I have a low-profile oil pan. I'm on BC Extreme Lows strut. Well, I got a strut bar. I'm on 19 by 9.5s in the front, 19 by 10.5s with staggered tires, and we'll get into that more and all the brands and everything in a second, but we'll start with the exterior. I'm not sure what the lip is. I've tried to look for it. I'm pretty sure it's just the eBay special, side skirts and lip, no diffuser, but I kind of like the way it looks. I bought it with a bunch of these clips already broken. I also bought it with both headlights not matching. That headlight was so yellow you couldn't see through it, and that one was brand new. So over time I've tried to buff this one out to try to get it to look as good as that one, and I don't think it looks bad, honestly, but I do want to do something to it, make it look a little better in the future. It comes with the, or it doesn't come with, the guy before me threw on the Genesis badges, which he tried to polish, I think, and didn't do anything with because they're all sanded down, but nothing's happened, so I'm going to try to finick with that. I did get the tow hook bumper plate mount. I was rocking it up in the front. I don't know if these were original holes for a bracket or something, but one has a snapped off pin in it, and one is completely covered up. So I honestly don't know. So I just bought that and threw it where the tow hook is. I like it. I like the placement of it. I like how it looks on the car. It's pretty good. And on this side, it's the same thing. It's a little bent in. I think you got into a fender bender on this side. But no bumper clips. Gonna need a new bumper soon. And that kind of doesn't sit on great. But it is on BC Extreme Lows, so it sits low. It's eaten practically this entire fender liner. I don't know if it'll catch that. But this fender liner is gone. I need to get a new one. I'm going to lift it first. I need new springs. But it does ride decent for how low it is. Although it does scrape on practically fucking everything. The rear is where it really tucks because these are 275s. So it's like, you can't fit anything in here. Luckily there's no close fender liner. The fender liner is pretty far away, so it doesn't do anything to that. But I got the car for $5 grand. I think it was 4 months ago after I crashed my Passat. Someone cut me off at a stop sign, or ran through a stop sign, cut me off, and absolutely destroyed that thing. I'll throw a picture up on screen of that. I do miss that car, but this car is so much more fun. And the reason I got this car for so cheap, nothing was wrong with it. It had a boost leak. It was making zero boost. It was literally just an intake coupler. I'll show you under the hood. But it has awful paint, and this is factory Hyundai paint. It is just horrible. Up here, all chipping, flaking. Back here, he tried to actually, or the last owner, tried to sand it. He actually ended up hitting the window. Not a great job, honestly. But this is the part where it's the worst. It is horrid here. It is just all flaked paint. It's starting to rust here where he did try to sand it, which is not great. And the rims as well, which are, they're either ESR CO8s or VORs. I'll throw them both up on screen and show you, I think, which one is what it is. But 10.5s in the back, 9.5s in the front. He did try to spray the calipers at one point, but those need to be redone. They look awful. So it just needs paint practically everywhere, which isn't bad, but isn't great. Here's the rear of the car. It's ISR test pipes. They run all the way from the turbo back, mid pipe, and axle back. There is just resonators, no cats, no exhaust, so it is pretty loud. And I love the way the quad tips look. The tail lights are aftermarket, I'm pretty sure, because they're full LED conversion, and I can't find Can't find these when I look for them anywhere. There's no real branding on them because I did have to reseal this one. I'll show you that after. But other than that, the car's pretty good. We'll pop the hood. We'll take a look underneath there. I love the borderless window doors with just the, looks so great. All right, now time for the meat and potatoes. Honestly, a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be when I purchased the car. I showed up without the highest expectations because of how cheap the car was, and I was pleased by what I saw. These are the two Mishimoto catch cans of the intake and the whatever this is. I don't even know. But I redid all of these lines right here, and this was I had to replace because this was what was causing the initial boost leak. This was literally just popping off and coming back on. It was getting absolutely zero boost. And also I had to redo all of these boost gauge wires, which I'll show you after. The boost gauge on the inside. The boost gauge, these were all eaten away, and it wasn't reading boost, and it wasn't producing boost. So once I got this fixed, it still wasn't reading boost, and I didn't know why, and it was because of these, which I do temporarily have zip tied. And I had to clean up the intake. The intake was crusty. I had to get a whole new actual filter for it, carbon fiber, and I'm waiting on the intake bag to come in because it's pretty low. I don't want to take my chances with fucking hydro locking my engine, which would suck. And then we do have BC Extreme lows, all the way soft in the front, and I think they're like 5 hard in the back on the clicks. It's like 31 or 32 each way to get them hard or soft. But other than that, we have a HKS blow-off valve down there. It's a baby turbo. It's a little guy. I think it's like a 32 mil or a 34 mil. Not too bad. It's pushing 210 with 216 pounds of torque from factory. And what I've seen online with, I want to get this thing to dyno tune soon once I lift it a little bit. I think it'll be pushing 250 to 260, I hope, if all goes well. But common maintenance that I've done, I replaced all coolant, I did oil, I did transmission fluid, I did clutch fluid, I did brake fluid. Every fluid in the car has been completely flushed out. I need to do spark plugs. That's going to be my next thing. I'll probably do that on the channel. I replaced a bunch of the hose clamps further down that you can't see at the bottom of the intercooler. I don't know why I can't talk right now, because those weren't in the best shape, and I thought that might create a boost leak in the future, and I thought, let's just get that over with. So I replaced those, and since then it's been great for me. I've daily driven this thing 3,000 miles, I think, since I bought it with 116,000, and it's at 119,000 now, and it's been nothing but good to me. We'll take a look on the interior though now. Now the interior on this car is probably in better shape than the exterior. It's got three gauges here: oil temp, boost, and oil pressure, which these three were actually not even hooked up, and this was held on by like 2 screws, and the guy like misdrilled screws. The guy didn't really know what he was doing, is what I got the gist of with this car. So I fixed all those. I put a new shift boot on because this thing was low. All of this stuff was wrapped, so I took it off. I painted this. I peeled the wrap off of all of this. I kept the carbon fiber because I kind of like how that looks with a little contrast. I installed a double din. Both back speakers were broken, so I replaced those with Pioneer speakers. It's got a Extros Boost 6-drive controller, which is for the electric throttle body, because it is an electric throttle, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I've come to like it now that I know how to drive around the rev matching that everyone has trouble with in this car, which I do get why. The back seats aren't bad, but I have driven multiple hours with 2 friends in the back, and it wasn't uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it was the most comfortable thing on the planet. We'll take a look at the trunk now. Not too much trunk room. It fits my sub. I got a little toolkit full of miscellaneous shit I could need for the car. Hoodie, old camera for some reason, headphones, the cover for the windshield for when it gets super hot out. But yeah, I'm not too disappointed with the car. I love how it drives. It sounds great. But this is going to be the car on the channel. It's going to be the car I work on. Going to be where most of the videos are based around. Probably working on this car, working on a couple friends' cars. Yeah, it'll be fun. And I might edit a couple bloopers and throw some things in here.
Alright guys, we're back at it.
Buddy Mitch's car check.
We're here. We got the cars. Okay.
I forgot we're both parked down here.
Yep. I saw all this open space, but I saw my buddy.
That's the van. That's not the Genesis. Holy shit, that thing looks good.
Bro, it's like yellow too instead of like.
Right?
And it's the pre-emissions one. I don't know what it really means, but
That means it doesn't have the MAF adapter, but you never
Yeah.
had a MAF to begin with. So you're
yeah,
good.
exactly, bro. That's what's wild.
Your MAF houser is built in, like either like over there or somewhere over here.
No, it's over there, bro. Because like
Yeah, it's back there.
on the GTIs,
With the
and
diverter
shit,
valve.
GTIs, it's right here. So you put this onto it and then this onto the other side, so you got more space.
Yeah.
But with mine, it's not. So, dude, this was a bitch to put on. It popped off when I went to school too.
It did?
Yeah, this thing popped off. So I had to, get home and fix it up.
Looks fresh though. Now we both have carbon fiber intakes.
Hell, yeah, cold air too. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
true.
We're fucking busting.
We need a cold start in Buddy Mitch's V. Oh, hell yeah. Give it a little. Oh, turbo sounds good. As we're getting a phone from Pops. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some more.